Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase them? Face it, I don't give up quick, I don't give up shit, I won't give up this. Cause I know that I want it, know that I'm on it, I'll make it, I promise.
You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
I'm curious, as you look at the emerging details of this attack right now, and of course the top line ones are the ones we have on our screen, at least 5 people shot, a total of 13 injured at this point. Have you ever seen an attack like this with these, in your experience in the NYPD, with this combination of details as we know them at this point?
Well, believe it or not, I mean, we rarely have incidents like this. So the answer to your question is no. So it's just something that, unfortunately, they're trained for and hope that you never have to use it. So there's so many different aspects of plans about this. So, for instance, hospitals in and around the area will be notified immediately just in case there are more victims than previously reported. So they'll be on high alert. And also every hospital throughout New York City will be on alert, including those across the river in New Jersey. These are all part of the plans that we've developed over the years. One thing that the NYPD does is prepare for unfortunate situations like this. In a city this big, we know we're a target, and it just doesn't have to be with terrorism aspect. You know, I mean, you could have a mass shooting at any time, but there's been very few of these kinds of things in New York City history, believe it or not.
Thank goodness for that. I want to bring back Charles Ramsey. Charles, for much of our viewership, their cities don't have subway systems, right? I'm just curious if you can give our viewers more specific details and information on the level of work, the extra challenges facing the police department and investigators as they are trying to piece this together, but also to investigate an active scene in the subway system.
Well, I mean, it's difficult because, you know, it is the subway system. Obviously, they've shut everything down. So that particular site is secure, but you also want to check other sites as well. I heard Joe mention you know, how they train and how they plan. You do tabletop exercises, worst case scenarios. You'd have an attack in multiple locations simultaneously. What's the surge capacity of the various hospitals in the area? How many patients can you take to a given place so they can be quickly treated? How do you triage at the scene if necessary? I mean, all these things are things that take place. Now, outside of New York City, if I were still commissioner in Philadelphia, for an example, or Washington, D.C., I would be, just as a precaution, checking transportation hubs, subway systems, elevated trains, things of that nature. If nothing else, not that there's a threat that goes beyond that, but you want to give your public a sense of safety and security. They want to see a few uniforms, because when they get on these systems, having watched CNN, seeing what's going on in New York, they're going to be a little concerned. So this goes beyond just New York in terms of just doing some things to kind of reassure the public that everything is okay.
I want to get back to Bryn Gingras, who's there on the scene near the subway station in Brooklyn. Bryn, have you been able to speak with any eyewitnesses or commuters, or has it been completely blocked off by police officers?
Yeah, it's pretty blocked off, and of course they shut down the subway system beyond around here because that perpetrator is still on the loose. So that's part of the investigation. Certainly, like I said before, they're asking for any eyewitnesses to come forward to help with that investigation. But yeah, again, I'll get out of the way. We are several blocks away from the subway stops was where the first call came in about this incident. It's still being to be determined if this actually took place before this subway stop several blocks down or what. So, like I said, several blocks open here. There are probably multiple witnesses, but we are pretty far back from anyone who might have actually witnessed anything. Certainly, this is a major scene, so there's going to be a lot of witnesses, a lot of video, and that's something that investigators are going to be combing through, in addition to, of course, all the security cameras that are around here, since it is very much a business area as well.
Joseph Giacalone, former NYPD sergeant, we see a lot of what's happening at the scene there. That's the response. Of course, you get the wounded to hospitals, you investigate, you try to track the gun, and so on. But the real focus now has to be on finding the suspect. So can you describe what we're not seeing right now that the NYPD is doing to try to track this person down?
Sure. So we have the temporary headquarters. Vehicles will be pulling up in and around the areas. They're also going to be in constant contact with the real-time crime center as they're downloading the videos from the NYPD cameras and trying to get that information. If the issue comes down to that this person traveled by car, then the license plate readers will be in effect. Or if they see him or her get out of the subway and jump into a ride share or a taxi or something like that, or even get on a bus, once again, license plate readers will play a role in that. So the video surveillance is always what I refer to as one of the forensic horsemen. It's a tool that helps investigators narrow these cases, specifically down something like this, where the danger to the community is very high, and they're going to want to capture him as quickly as possible. So these are a lot of different aspects of this. Plus, also, you got to remember, the federal agencies are going to be involved in this, and that's why these temporary headquarters vehicles play an important role. You can take them anywhere. They're with cell phones, computers, printers, you name it. And they have the aspect of being able to control an investigation from just one street corner.